Happy Monday. Is it normal to be this excited on a Monday? I don't know, but I feel cute, so I'm excited. I have decided that I'm going to have breakfast for dessert. Well, dessert for breakfast. I just said breakfast for dessert, dessert for breakfast. That's what we're gonna do. So if you guys are ready to join me on this amazing Monday, let's get started. Okay, so like I said, I feel cute, I wanna have a great week, and so I've decided that I'm gonna have dessert for breakfast. So today's coffee, and I haven't done a feature in a while, but today's coffee is Scoop. I found this at Marshall's or TJ Maxx. One of the two. They both have it. I've seen it at both. So this is called Scoop, and this is the vanilla cream flavor. It's a pretty good coffee. It's very aromatic, but I'll tell you the truth, I just loved like the design on the bag. It is so pretty. I get caught up in stuff like this. So it's really good. I like it. Oh, and you know, it's from Paramount Coffee Company, which is also the home company, or the parent company, I should say, for Joe's Coffee, which is also one of my favorite coffees. So no wonder I like it. So yeah, so this is Scoop. This is what we're gonna try today. And I'm gonna turn that on. And then we are going to do creamer. I do not have my usual creamer from Chobani. I'm so surprised, but I saw this and I was like, I gotta try it. Creme brulee is my absolute favorite dessert. And Coffee Mate makes one, a creme brulee flavored creamer, and it's triple churned and 2 times richer than milk. Your girl was about it. I was like, we're gonna try that. So while that brews, oh, how pretty is this cup? I'm all floral today, you know, but how pretty is this cup? This again is a TJ Maxx find. So if you're sleeping on TJ Maxx, stop. Okay, so now that that's doing, we're gonna let that brew for a little bit. I'm ready to jump in. Are you guys ready? Okay, so it's going to be a very long week for me, not just with my regular job, but with like all of my other outside activities, but it's also the week of the Level Up Business Summit. So much to do, so little time, but we're really excited about what we're going to present to you all. It's really relatable. It's going to be really easy to navigate, and it's a great launching pad for emerging entrepreneurs, but also seasoned entrepreneurs to see some things that they may have forgotten. So I'm very excited about what we're going to present, but there is still some work that needs to be done. So I know it's going to be a long week. So this time I wanted to make sure that I was pacing myself. And so again, I got dressed up. I feel good. I'm going to take this week as it comes. I'm going to do my very best. So I hope that that's what you're going to do as well. But the scripture for this week is from Deuteronomy 8:17 through 18. And we may have done 17 before, but I'm going to do these 2 verses together. So Deuteronomy 8, verse 17 through 18. You may say to yourself, my power and my own ability have gained this wealth from me. But remember that the Lord your God gives you the power to gain wealth in order to confirm his covenant he swore to your fathers as it is today. That's Deuteronomy 8:17 through 18. You may say to yourself, my power and my own ability have gained this wealth from me. But remember that the Lord your God gives you the power to gain wealth in order to confirm his covenant he swore to your fathers as it is today. That's the CSB version, which is typically what I read. But I thought that it was so good to have this scripture, especially the week of the summit, because a lot of times when we're talking about business and we're talking about profits, we're thinking, okay, I have to do all this work, I have to do X, Y, Z, and if I'm perfect in this area, or I have perfected this area, then I'll make the money that I want to make, I'll gain the wealth that I want to gain, I'll be the big boss. That's really what we think about, especially when we think about business and it being entrepreneurs, not necessarily working for someone, but being entrepreneurs, especially. Like, we typically go into business to gain wealth. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that that's wise. I think that the Lord did not call us to be destitute or to live in deficit. I don't believe that he did. But the word also says that he has given us the power to gain the wealth. So we cannot forget where the power comes from. We can't get so focused on our own abilities, on our own trajectory, our own timelines, our own efforts. We have to think about what has he given us to effectuate his purpose, right? Because it says he gives us the power to gain wealth in order to confirm his covenant that he swore to his fathers. And we've talked to your fathers. And we've talked about this, right? That God is subject only to his word, only to his word. And so if he has made promises to our ancestors, to our forefathers, to whomever, he has to follow through on that. And because we are his children, those promises made to Abraham and Isaac, they apply to us too. And so he has to follow through with it. So he gives us the power to gain the wealth that we need to effectuate his promise, which in turn exemplifies his glory in the earth. How amazing is that? But it's really, really key that we really take heart that he gives the power. We can't do it on our own. We can't gain this crazy, amazing wealth or hit these targets in our business plans without him. And even now, as the girls and I are planning for the business summit, and we're thinking about, okay, this is the number that we wanted to reach. This is the number of attendees that we wanted to reach. This is the number that we wanted to bring in as far as revenue, and because it would cover this many grants. Because as you all know, the tickets go towards funding the grant, the Level Up Small Business Grant. And so we're thinking about those things. And I told, myself, and I also told the team, I said, what matters is that we do things in excellence, that we do things to effectuate his glory and as he has called us to do it, and that we reach the people that he's called us to reach. And so he'll take care of the funds. He'll do that. We don't have to worry about that. We have to do our absolute best in what he is telling us to do. We don't have to create something for God. God has created it for us. And that's big. That's key. Because a lot of times we want to create the plan and get God to fall within those constraints. And God is like, you wildin'. I'm not doing that. I make the plans. Y'all fall in line. Y'all fall in line. And we forget that. We forget that he has given us the power and the ability to gain wealth, to effectuate the plan that will exemplify his glory. Everything that we get, there is purpose to it. So we have these random ideas about what wealth is and what it's for and how we can live this leisure life. But the reality is that everything that has been given to us, there is purpose behind it. It is a seed. It is a seed. So that means that there is a harvest attached to it, which means you have to do something with it. And that means that there has been a plan that has been put in place before the foundations of the earth that had you in mind, that had the people that you're going to reach in mind with your business. And so you have to ask him, God, how do I do this? Give me the power that I need, the ability that I need to take this seed and to sow or invest it properly so that there is a return that you have desired. A return that you desired. That's huge. It's huge. And I think it's also really important too that when you're thinking about verse 17 and it says, you may say to yourself that it's by my power, my own ability that I've gained this wealth for me, that pride goes before a fall. And if you've put yourself on such a high pedestal that you have done all the work and you've made the provision and you've been balling out, there's a very strong possibility that God will need to humble you. And I don't know if any of you have ever been humbled by God. That junk ain't fun. At all. It is not fun at all. Excuse me. I need to get a spoon really quick. It's not the business. It's not something to take lightly. It's not something to think that you can get over. I'm actually going to add a little bit more creamer. I brewed the coffee a little strong this morning. And when I say I want something sweet today, I mean that. And I like strong coffee, but I want something a little bit sweeter today. So, no judgment. All right, so here we go. There we go. There we go. So we have to think about the pride that comes into us saying that it's our ability, it's our power, it's our intellect that has created this type of return, that has gained us as well. That's a lot of pride. That's a lot of pride, considering that nothing on earth belongs to us, that all of it is God, and that in the end it returns to God, and we return to dust. That's a big, big step to say that it's our ability, it's our power, it's our intellect that has gained us this, you know? And so you really need to put things in perspective. Who created the heavens and the earth? Who has provided for you when you had nothing? Who has taken care of your family when you couldn't do that, when you couldn't provide for that? That was God. And so God doesn't just disappear when you finally click into the plan. That's not what's happening. That means that you're now functioning properly. It doesn't mean that he's stepped back, and it doesn't mean that he's allowing you to take front and center at all. It just means that you finally plugged into the plan and you're functioning properly. And so we have to watch our prideful mindsets, our prideful attitudes, because we have to give recognition where it's due, right? We do. And so even as the team and I kind of navigate this last week and putting all the final touches on everything, we're telling ourselves, like, you know, God bless this. God, you do what you need to do with this. God, you bring in the numbers for this. And I'll tell you, we've already covered the grants that we wanted to cover. We've surpassed that. And it's because of God. It's because we looked to him and said, show us how to do it. Give us the ability to effectuate the plan that will exemplify your glory. Do that. Because for us, it's not about reaching thousands and thousands of people. It's, he tells us, hey, I want you to be good stewards. And so we have this grant and you need to have that self-funded. These are the ones that you need to have happen. And so not only do we have the grant funded for this year, we have it funded for next year now. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. And so it's like, oh, when we step back and we think about, God, what do you need us to do? Then he begins to step in and provides and makes provision for us to get it done, for us to gain the wealth that is necessary to move forward and to gain the wealth that runs over. He can do that too. And he does that too, very often. Very often, actually. Now I think about it. So, when you're thinking this week about, God, what can I do to advance my career, to advance my business, to advance my bank account? I want you to shift your question. And I want your question to become, God, what do you need from me to plug into your plan that's going to exemplify your glory? What do you need from me? What do you need from me? Because I know that you give me the power to gain wealth, because it's a promise that you've made to my people and my people's people. That's a promise that you've made. And so you're not going to go back on your word. I already know that. We're good there, right? So show me how I need to plug into the plan. Show me that. Because you've already made the promise that I will have wealth. You've already promised me that I will be provided for. You've already told me that I'm going to be comfortable. Those things are already done. I don't need to worry about that. Show me how to plug into the plan. Because I know that it's not by my own power, my own ability that I've done these things or that I can do these things this week. I know that. So show me what to do. Well, that's it. That's all I got. I got a ton to do today. But make sure that you meditate on Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 17 through 18 this week. I think that it will bless you. I think that it will help us to keep perspective. That it will keep our pride in check. And it will keep us at the feet of God, which is where we need to be. I don't have anything else. I'm excited today. I'm excited. This has been some really, really good coffee. Again, it's easy to brew it strong, which is very interesting considering it's like a vanilla cream. So be careful with it when you get it. But definitely try it out. It's really good. It's great with the creamer, the creme brulee creamer. Yeah, that's it. I need to run. I'll talk to you all soon. I hope you have a wonderful week, pretty. Bye.